Hi! We're in the same physical location.
Yeah, this is Liverpool, USA. I have no idea what we sound like. We have headphones, but neither one of us put them on. So I'm just gonna assume that this sounds okay.
Yeah.
It looks like we're getting a tiny bit of level. I wonder if I should turn it up. No, it's gonna make it... No, I'm gonna turn it up.
Okay.
It might make it, a little bit harder to edit, but whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we're live and in person. I'm looking you in the eyes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's been a minute.
It has. It's been, I literally just looked it up. August was our last... Or was it August?
Or July.
July?
It's been more than a
July.
month.
Yeah.
It's been, 2 months at this point.
2 months, yeah.
And that's because stuff got busy.
Yeah.
We've had busy lives lately.
And I would even say maybe even, more you than me in that time.
Yeah.
Got, ultra busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're just gonna take today to do just, a little refresh life update session.
Yeah, we got a lot to... I mean, we already know most of this about each other.
Yeah.
But I feel like we haven't given ourselves the space to, fully talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And also, part of the reason we do this podcast is to, remember it in 15 years, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So, let's...
Like a diary-esque.
Yeah, let's recap.
Yeah.
So, the biggest news, and I think the first thing that happened chronologically that we would like to update on is...
I got engaged! And this was at the end of May, but I don't think we talked about it on the podcast at all, because we were like, well, we already have, things planned to talk about.
Yeah, usually we plan it, a little while out.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about this, but I got engaged at the end of May, and you already know pretty much, the whole story. My fiance planned this birthday trip, because both of our birthdays are at the end of May, so we went back to Ashland, which is where we had our first anniversary trip. And then he planned... I also just like retelling it because I like remembering it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've told the story so many times, but it's always just so fun.
It's sweet. It's a happy memory.
Yeah. And he planned... everything that we did was a surprise, except for before we went, he called me just a couple days before when before I packed, and he was like, I feel like I should let you know one of the things we're gonna do is a couples photo shoot, because I know that you're gonna want to pick out something to wear. And I was like, you're right, I would, but also I just almost cried when he told me that, because that's so sweet. Because I know that he's not really into the picture thing, but he knows that I am. And so he knew that I would be into that, and it did not at all, nothing about it tipped me off. Nothing about the whole situation did I ever think it was gonna happen. And this I know that I haven't told you. I was recently visiting Ben and his grandma, because she knew, she was maybe even the first person to know that he was buying a ring, because she helped him out a little bit with that process. And she was talking about how she just, knew that I was gonna figure it out somehow. I was just gonna, there was, too many clues, I was just gonna... I'm like, no, nothing. None of the time. He did such a good job, a scary good job of making me think that it was gonna happen. We were, talking about ring stuff, and, of course, we've, talked about getting married, but, he would always just make it seem like it was not gonna happen soon. Oh, he needed to save up money, he would ask me literally the day before, I think I was talking about a ring thing, or he, asked me about, a certain thing that was ring related, and so I was talking to him about it, literally the day before.
Even though he
already had the ring for 3 months or something that. Yeah, and so this photo shoot, he'd been planning with the photographer for months to do this photo shoot where he proposed to me it became an engagement photo shoot.
Yeah.
A third of the way in, which was just it was so awesome. The ring is so perfect. I'm so proud of him. It was so sweet. Yeah, it's got salt and pepper diamond. It's got sapphires or purple sapphires. And it's perfect. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. I could talk about just the ring forever because of the whole process and everything. Because it's customized. I feel so special.
Yeah.
And unique.
It is a very unique ring.
It is. Yeah. Which is good because I feel like, I mean, I'm unique. I'm weird. I'm different.
You're not like other girls. You need a ring that's different.
Yeah. So,
yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah. And then I guess I could also say that, like, I've already picked out some of the fabric for my wedding dress, and I know he might listen to this, so I won't, like, give away too many details about it on, like, this. But he knows that it's got, like, the purple in it, that the fabric has purple, and so, like, it matches the ring, and my mom's gonna make it, and so I'm, like, super excited about it. But yeah, that's the biggest update, which I have been insane about since it's happened. So if we wanted to in the next, because, you know, we're not getting married for, like, 2.5 years, but if we wanted to, like, have, like, a wedding podcast in the next 2.5 years,
absolutely,
like, we could.
I feel like once it gets a little bit closer to time, when there's more things planned,
like maybe
and,
when we have like a venue and
I would love to talk about the wedding planning process, and just like all of the specifics about what you want your wedding to look like, and everything. Yeah,
definitely.
So Justin, I'm still on your engagement.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can still. I don't have any problem with that.
Justin texted me a picture of the ring.
Oh yeah.
But before he did that, he texted me, and me and Justin are like friends, but we like don't text ever. Yeah. Like, you know, we don't talk unless it's like specifically about you. And so he texted me, and he was like, "Allie, I gotta tell you something," and I was like, what?
What could this be?
Yeah, and I think he could sense that I was kind of like, what are you about to say?
Yeah.
Because he was like, I promise it's nothing weird, but like also you can't tell anyone.
Yeah.
You know, or like you cannot tell Melissa or something. And I was like, okay. He's like, I promise it's not weird. I promise. And I was like, okay. And then I like understood that it was about to be an engagement ring. And I was like, oh, okay. And so he sent me a picture of the ring, and I kept it a secret from you.
I know.
For like
for
3
how long? I was gonna say
so
he had
long.
the ring for so long.
Because he texted me the day he got it.
Oh my god.
The day he got it.
Yeah.
He sent me a picture of it, and I talked to you a lot of times between finding out that and I was trying so hard not to give it away at all and like not give you any clues because I was like, I can't ruin this. No,
and that's one of the things that was so stressful is right afterwards, one of the first things that I asked, like after the whole photo shoot and everything, I was like, okay, so how many people already know? Like, do I need to be like texting everybody right now? You know, like calling my mom and everything. Yeah. Like, how many people know? Because I kept learning that more and more people knew. And I was like, it would stress me out. So, like, I feel like I wouldn't tell that many people.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he trusted us all.
Yeah, like, trusted so many people to, like, not ruin this.
I mean, I really could have, on accident, said something. You know what I mean? Like, not even malicious intent, just, like...
And even right before we left for Ashland, and I mean, this was, like, you know, right before we left for Ashland, so it's not like it gave anything away. But one of his work friends who knew, was... Well, I didn't know I was going to Ashland. Yeah. And we were at her baby shower, and we were leaving, and she goes, have a good time in Ashland. And we just kind of, like...
yeah.
But it's like something like that easily could have happened that was like engagement related, and it just didn't.
Totally. Yeah.
Like we had like D&D nights, like with people, like everyone in that room.
I don't remember exactly what it was. Actually, I have like kind of a memory of what it was, but I won't like repeat it. But I remember us talking about something really specific that you were like confused about, and I knew, like what I like just knew. Something. It was like something like emotional or something, and it was like, you were like, I don't know why it's this way, and I was like, I have no idea.
That's really funny.
But it was like something about that. I don't know. It was just like something like, there's like something weird going on maybe, and I was like, no, there's not. Let's move on immediately.
Oh my god.
I mean, I like deflected it.
I had thoughts because we were talking about it. We went to try on rings so we can get my size and like know what settings I liked and all that stuff. So like I knew it was happening, but then and then he would say just every once in a while he would mention how he's still saving up, and then like a little while later he'll mention like, oh, maybe we should like, oh, this person like, said we should check out this jeweler. Like, he just kind of mentioned things that made it seem like the process was still happening.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, like, hid
Trickster.
it, like, he hid it in, like a hiking backpack, like, in a drawer, like, somewhere that he knew I would, like, never...
In a hiking backpack.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, but it's amazing. I feel so special and lucky, and I'm so excited, and I'm so excited for you to be a part of the whole process.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that we tried on a couple wedding dresses today, just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, because I already know my mom's making mine, but I love trying them on.
Yeah. No,
So,
it's great.
yeah.
And, like, you know, this is the first time we've, like, seen each other in real life since
Oh my God.
you got engaged.
Yeah.
So we had to, like, do something wedding-y.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So that's my
the
big
the
that we'll
update
definitely
there.
have like a whole
Yeah, we'll have to talk
podcast
about it
on.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what else did you do this summer?
Did I do? I wrote down like just a few notes before we started because I'm like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like did the wedding dress. I won't tell like that whole story, but like picked out like the whole wedding dress fabric. Saw so many concerts. I think we'll just like list them real quick.
Sure.
But like since our last podcast, I saw Streetlight Manifesto. Ryan, really like one of my best friends from college came down to visit from Vermont. We saw Streetlight Manifesto. Then we saw Cirque du Soleil. It's my first time ever seeing a Cirque du Soleil show. So cool. Definitely would love to do it again. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
Then we saw the Airborne Toxic Event, which is like one of Justin's bands, with Langston.
Cool. Very fun.
Then we went to Bend and saw Rise Against and the Used and Census Fail.
Oh,
so
okay.
good like emo time kind of. Yeah, I'd never seen the Used. I mean, I've never seen any of those bands, so it was kind of cool. Because Rise Against is one of Justin's like high school bands, and he still loves them. So that was really fun. There was a fight like really close to us in the crowd. That was insane. Yeah, it was between. There was a girl that was like trying to get on the barricade and was like maybe being obnoxious about it and like trying to push people and like just turned back and like started swinging, I guess. I don't know, because I like heard someone talking about it. Yeah. And then like people like kind of calmed it down, but then I think that girl like maybe like accidentally hit like a different girl, and then like that girl's friend like wasn't okay with that, and then like and then the swinging started again, and this girl that started just absolutely swinging was like really close to me.
Oh my god.
And I just like freaked out because I was like, oh my god, like people, like we need to stop this. And I kind of like, I was not close enough to do this, but I like tried it anyway, but I like kind of like lunged at her because I was kind of like behind her and like tried to like grab, like I was trying to like pull her off, like,
oh my god,
like get up, but Justin just kind of like pulled me away because it was like, I don't need to be like trying to do it. I just like freaked out. I was like,
god.
Like my instant like reflex was to try to like get this like girl away. So then after that it was like, okay, everyone like chill out, like everyone and they got one girl, they pulled her out of the pit like pretty easily. But there was the other girl that was like in the fight that they were trying to get, like everyone was like, get this chick out of here, like get her out, she's the problem. Like everyone around was like pointing at her, and she like sat on the ground. And they ended up, like, some people that were on the barricade, like, literally, like, lifted her up and, like, threw her over the barricade because she wouldn't leave.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was, I'm like, listen, guys, I'm just trying to watch.
Yeah, what?
I'm just trying to watch The Used. Yeah, so
Goodness.
that was, that was insane. But it was a really good show. All of the bands seemed super cool.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I saw Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay.
And, that was really cool. Rare Americans, which is one of Justin's new favorite bands. That was super fun. They're a really fun band. And then the last one I saw was Roger Waters, who is one of the Pink Floyd guys, and that was amazing.
Cool.
That Dad came down to take us to, and our niece, and I love that about Dad. He just like always wants, like, I love that he loves his favorite band so much that he like wants everyone to be a part of it, because he would like do that growing up with Rush, and he would like buy our family, like multiple people in our family, like he'd buy the tickets because he wanted other people to go so bad, which I think is just like really
that's really sweet. Yeah.
So he just like wants everyone, like he loves it so much that he wants everyone else to like feel that way, which I think is really sweet. But that was an amazing show. But
nice.
those were the concerts. Which
the only concert I went to since the last time we did a podcast, the only like actual concert I've been to, like a couple of like local things that are just like you know,
like little bar shows and stuff.
Yeah, but the only like actual show that I like have gone down to Seattle to see is Tessa Violet.
Oh yeah,
and that was pretty good. Yeah, that's sort of like a different vibe, but I do really
like more chill. It's a pretty chill. Yeah.
I do definitely like really like Tessa Violet. And I really like her debut album a lot. Some of her newer stuff is a little bit less my vibe, but her debut album holds up. So, you know, it was good. She does this interesting thing. I don't know if I've actually talked about this on the podcast before or not, but we actually saw Tessa Violet together once because we saw her open for Dodie.
Yeah.
And you came with me to that show because I had an extra ticket and we just went.
Yeah.
But what she did when she was opening for Dodie was she opened her set with the song Crush and then played the rest of her set and then she closed with the song Crush again.
I've never seen a band do
I've been talking about this where it's like I've never seen anybody do that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, okay, but like, you know, she didn't have a lot of music out, so maybe it was just sort of like, you know, that's like the only
and like that was like her hit.
That was like her hit for sure. So I was like, okay, I get it, maybe. But then when I saw her this time, I was like, I jokingly was like, oh my god, is she gonna do that again?
Yeah.
But she was like the headliner. So I was like, no, obviously. Also, she has like way more music out now. You know, like the full album is out, and then plus she has like new singles out. And so we're like listening to her set, and then she played this song called Kitchen Song.
Oh, it was a different song.
It was a different song.
Oh.
She played Kitchen Song. Very good song. Very sweet song. Like it.
Yeah.
She played it. And it was kind of just like acoustic and like whatever, and everybody sang along. It was really sweet, and it's like kind of a more mellow song anyways. So I was like, okay, great. And then she says, oh, I actually love that song so much that I'm gonna play it again. And then she played like more of an electric version of that same song, twice in a row.
That's so funny.
And I've just never, like, seen anybody do that.
Yeah.
And she's done it both times that I've seen her now. And I'm like, is this her thing? Like, does she just, like, do this?
I guess.
Which is, I mean, it's kind of, like, an interesting...
It's like, I guess.
Unique thing to do. I mean, yeah, it's your moment, girly. Like,
right? Yeah.
Do what you want.
If you want to do that, then I guess,
yeah. But what I'm more shocked about is that, like, nobody is, like, talking about that.
Yeah.
Nobody is like, oh, yeah, Tessa Violet, she always, like, plays the same song... two different times in the set.
I feel like if people talked about it, it would be like because they were ridiculing it.
Oh, maybe.
It's just one of those things that I feel like someone would like start a thread on Twitter about how they don't like it.
Yeah, that's true. I like it. I think it's fine. I'm like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel bad like in the show. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, now we have to listen to this song again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
at least it was like kind of different.
Yeah.
It's
so
just different. It's just interesting. Yeah.
Interesting. But anyways, that's the only concert I've been to. I have some scheduled.
Yeah.
And I know you
do
I
definitely have, yeah. The ones that are coming up are like my biggest in a while, but like that could be like
we'll talk about that another time.
But I think the only other like significant thing that I did this summer that I think is like definitely worth mentioning. I don't remember if I did any of these before we did our last podcast? Probably. But I did a few makers markets where I saw my art in person at a table. Mm-hmm. And I did a few, and they were all at the same place at Honey Latte Cafe in Portland, which is a fantastic little place. It's a cafe. They have live music and different little events, and they do these markets sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's a very sweet place, a very good place for, like, if you're a beginner, like, person selling your art in person is like a fantastic place to do it. And so those have been really cool. And it's been really cool. I got a Cricut for my birthday, which means that I've been making stickers at home. Which is like a whole process.
My mom has a Cricut.
Oh yeah.
She loves it. Yeah.
I've been doing it. I mean, I could do other stuff. Like the one that I got, I got it for my birthday from Justin, his grandma, and his mom all like pitched in to get it for me, which is so sweet. Yeah. So it's like I think it's like the newest, most updated like version, you know, like the one that's like the best right now. So I can do like multiple things with it. Like I want to do, I think it can do like some types of like wood engraving stuff.
Oh,
like
that's cool.
You know, like not just like paper stickers, you know, like you can do like other things.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So I need to figure that out. But right now I've just been doing stickers.
Very nice.
But that's been really cool, yeah. By far my most popular design are my little like floral sheet ghosts.
Very cute.
Yeah, which I'm like, yeah, I get it. They deserve their fame.
They're good. Yeah. They're really good.
But that has been a really cool experience, and I'm hoping to just like keep doing that casually. And
that's how you start to make it. Is you just you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
About just like putting yourself out there.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's felt really good. Like I can't. Like myself. You know, even just like a couple years ago, I feel like it'd be really hard to imagine that I did that. Yeah. And it was like, I did it. And it wasn't even that difficult. Like, I just did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And I have
growth.
Like more, exactly. And I have like more stuff now. And it's really motivated me to like do more drawing and like create more. And yeah. My Etsy is Sweet Melissa Studio. Just gonna plug that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in case, I'll put like that link in the description.
Absolutely.
With my little digital arts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, like, I mean, I'm sure that there's other things, but I think that since our last podcast, that is, like, the biggest life updates. Yeah, I still have the same job, whatever. Yeah. Like, nothing big happening there or anything, so, yeah.
I had a pretty busy summer as well. I feel like, I don't know where I left off with what, you know, I was talking about or not. Yeah. But, I was originally meant to graduate, in June, and that didn't happen. And that was, like, pretty hard for me to, like, I guess, reconcile with myself. I think a lot of, like, my personal identity for a very long time was tied to, like, academic success. Yeah. And, like, being good at school and being smart. Yeah. And, you know.
I mean, you're in school from, like, the age 5 to, like, 17. Yeah. For years. And then even after that, you go to college. It's, like, school is literally all that you know for, like,
forever.
A while.
Yeah, and I mean, and I was good at school. I was good at high school. I was pretty good at college, like, you know. Yeah. And grad school, I know I've talked about the fact that grad school was so much harder for me than any other school I've ever done, which makes sense. But I also think it was, like, you know, specific to a lot of the things that I was doing in grad school were a lot harder than other things that I had had to do in the past, and that's just somewhat normal and somewhat, like, I kind of got myself into a place where I was like, oh, actually, I don't want to be here. And it's so much harder when you don't want to do it, you know? Yeah. But anyways, that's kind of where I was. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not gonna graduate yet. I'm still planning on it. Yeah. But, you know, it was like, not yet. And so I kind of had to take a minute and reevaluate a lot of things, and where I landed was, okay, I'm just going to try and start some career stuff, and we'll just see what sticks, you know? It doesn't have to be, like, the best job ever yet. Yeah. And, you know, and I have had experience, like, finding jobs and getting jobs, but most of my jobs have been through school. Yeah. Forever, because I had been in school forever, as you just said. So, like, I had been teaching for the program that I was in. I had been, you know, at Pacific, I worked as, like, a violin viola teacher, like, through Pacific, and, like, that kind of thing. So I had never, like, just tried to get into the job market, and, like, what a time to do it, you know?
Yeah, and it's so, like, and that's one of the many things that I feel like we need to be better about teaching kids, you know, is, like, I know that math and English and social studies, like, all those are so important. I understand why we learn about those in school. I get it. But also things like, you know, I don't know, like, job market things and taxes and loans and, like, stuff that literally everybody has to do, but no one, like, not everyone has, like, parents that are gonna teach them or even know about these things or anything like that. And, like, the job market, like, when I was in college, no one prepared me for what was happening. Like, it was, like, preparing you to do a job after college, but not preparing you to, like, find a job, or like
totally
jobs that are even out there. Like no one tells you. Like I remember looking up, and it's like, I don't know. I'm not like explaining this good, but it's like going into the job market. Like no one can really prepare you truly for that, and it's so different than school, and it's so like like some people do graduate and then they like immediately find a job where they're using their degree and it's a career, but I think more often is probably like our situation, or like that I've been in for like a little longer because I've been out of schooling longer, is like you just kind of have to like find a job. It doesn't have to be using your degree immediately. Like I have a little bit less of a like, I don't know, like usable specific degree. Like I have a writing degree, so it's like, I don't know. There's not as many like 9 to 5 like guaranteed jobs where you like, where I would use like a creative writing degree directly, which is fine. I don't mind that. But it's like, it's not just like you get right out of college and you're just like, you find a job and you're using your degree and you're like making a living wage immediately. It's like, it doesn't always work like that, you know, everyone's timeline. Like, sometimes you just have to find a job that is okay, that you're gonna have for now, and you have to, like, work on other things while you have that job type of thing. Yeah, and
so I kind of, like, stumbled out of school and into a job that is not, like, unrelated to things that I've done in the past. Like, it is, I mean, I'm, like, managing a lessons studio, and I like that job. It's a good job, and, you know, it pays me fine. I suppose. You know, like... but it's, not what I want to be doing forever.
Exactly,
And, you know, but it's fine, and I kind of stumbled into that, but in my moment of, like, just trying to apply to a bunch of jobs and see what happens, you know, I ended up getting that studio manager job, and I also got, a job teaching math at a summer camp. And so I kind of was like, well, should I
immediately overloaded yourself? Just like way too much. Just
I know. I finished school and I was like, great, I have like 3 days to like chill, and then now I'm gonna be working like, you know, 70 hours a week, and it's just like, why? Simply why?
Which is also funny because some people like Nicole and I, it like took a while for us to find one job. Which is just, I don't think that it's like, you know, like it really means anything. It's just interesting that like you kind of immediately found too many jobs.
I mean, I think it's just the types of jobs and stuff. You know?
We kind of like hung out for a hot second looking for jobs. Like we applied for so many jobs before we finally just like got jobs at the mall. You know, for a while. No, I
mean, one of my jobs is in retail, and, like, that's, you know, it's kind of a similar thing, and that was totally, like, right place at the right time type of thing. And then the summer camp, that, I mean, I actually did have, like, you know, qualifications to do that specific job, and, you know, but, boy, I wish I had said no to doing that, because I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll, like, you know, I'll kind of take 2 jobs, and then I'll, like, kind of entertain 2 paths, and then we'll just see, you know, and I will not name this company, but they were awful. They were super squirrely about like what the pay was gonna be and like when we were gonna get it, and then we did all of this training, and they had some like practices that were a little bit, I would say, outdated at best, and, like, problematic at worst, you know? Like, there were a couple of things where I was like, this feels, like, a little bit rooted in something that I don't agree with, you know? And I was like, you know, but I really, like, need the money, I need the experience, like, whatever, I'll just kind of go with it. It can't be, like, that bad, right?
And you're like, it's only, like, for a little bit.
It's, like, 6 weeks. It's like a summer camp. I'm like, fine. Like, whatever. And then, you know, I'm, like, 3 weeks in, 2 weeks in, and it's just awful. Like, the technology, it was all online, and the technology was just, like, not working because they did not, like, plan ahead correctly to, like, get the technology to work, which, like, you know, if that was the only thing, it's like, okay, that's tough. But, like, you know, they just were consistently, like, not figuring it out, and they... I still had not gotten a dime, basically. I was like, okay, when are we getting paid?
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh yeah, well, we originally contracted you for, you know, like 6 hours a day or whatever, but we actually don't have enough enrollment, so we're like cutting back. And I'm like, okay, well, I signed a contract for like X amount of money, so does that affect that? And they just gave me no answer. Still hadn't gotten any money at all. And I'm like, okay, when are we getting paid and how much? Like, and so then they finally paid me, and they paid me like a literal fraction of the amount that I was supposed to be paid. And I emailed them, and I'm like, hey, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, I should be getting paid more than this, I think. But also I have no idea because you haven't, like, said anything.
Yeah.
So, help me out here, you know?
Yeah.
And they contacted me about an unrelated matter, asked me to meet with them in the morning. Like, they did not answer my questions about that at all. Asked me to meet with them in the morning. I met with them, and they told me, oh, we don't have enough enrollment, so we just, like, don't need you to teach anymore. And I was like, okay, well, I already did half the program, so, you know, and also I wasn't getting fired. They didn't have enough enrollment. I'm like, okay, well, there's, like, a difference here, because if you're firing me, you have to have a reason. And if you're just, like, don't have enough enrollment and, like, laying me off or whatever, then there's, like, still like, you still have to pay me, basically.
Yeah.
Because it was a contract. And I've upheld my end of the contract.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of were, like, super weird about that, and then they didn't get back to me after that for, like, 17 days.
Yeah.
And they deleted my company email so that I could not get in contact with them.
Oh, no.
And it was, like, super sketchy. And so they had paid me, but only, like, a little bit.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay, you have to pay me more. And then they finally did pay me more.
Oh.
Like, to make up for that the first paycheck. But I was like, okay, but you still owe me more, like, after that.
Yeah.
And so then they paid me again, and I was like, great.
Oh.
Okay. Like, now, I'm like, it still wasn't for the full contracted amount, but I was like, okay, but, like, since I, like, ended early, like,
yeah,
fine. But then 3 days after they paid me the second time, they're like, oops, we didn't mean to pay you. And we're gonna take it back. We're gonna undirect deposit. And I was like, what? Like, I don't, like, no, you, like, owe me that money.
Yeah, no.
Like, also, you know, you, like, direct deposited it to me, and I thought it was mine.
Yeah.
So, like, I spent some
You can't do that! Oh my God.
And so I was like, I don't want to get overdrafted. Like, that's insane. And so they, like, because it was just, like, they just, like, were like, oh, yeah, we're taking it back out of your checking account, like, right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my God, like, I have to, like, move money around, and, like, I don't have, like, oh, my God.
I mean, I'm sure that in a weird way, it's legal to, like, undirect deposit, but that's so messed up.
Yeah, and so I was like, no, and you guys, like, still owe me money, so, like, I don't get it. And, so then, and I got nothing. They said nothing after they did that. They were just like, they just literally took the money back out and then didn't say anything. And then, like, 3 weeks later, after that, they direct deposited me, like, $200 more. And then that was it. And I'm like, what is this? Like.
So, okay. What? So how long has it been since the last thing that they did?
Like a week. Because they just gave me that, like, $200.
So it's like, is it over? Hello?
I have no idea. And I, like, emailed them, and they just, like, do not say anything because they deleted my company email address. So it's, like, coming from my personal email, and it's probably, like, going to their junk folder or something. And I'm like, hello?
Yeah.
So anyways, that was what I was dealing with all summer, and also working full-time at a different job.
Yeah.
And also trying to figure out my school stuff in a way that doesn't make me want to go crazy.
Yeah.
And, also we moved. I moved in with, my boyfriend. So that was a big life event.
And it's cute. We're sitting in there right now.
Yeah. My little basement house.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the events of my summer.
Tumultuous.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with me. It just got a little busy there for a second. I was, like, working too much and also, like, fighting. Also, I went to Iceland.
Yeah. Oh my
that was
gosh,
another big
that's
event.
a big thing. Yeah.
I went to Iceland for a week and a little bit. Like, I think it was, like, 11 days or something. With my mom. Just us. We, like, did a little, like, we did the full... I feel like we saw pretty much the whole island. We, like, did the whole road around. You can't really go in the middle because there's, like, just a glacier.
Oh, in the middle?
In the middle. Yeah.
So is there, like, water in the middle, or is there land?
Land. There's just a glacier
on top of it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just kind of thought that, like, glaciers floated in the water.
Oh, well, sometimes.
I guess I have a different idea of
what glaciers are... I mean, they're ice, but they're on top of mountains, usually.
Oh, okay. I guess I just always thought of them as floating giant chunks of ice.
Like an iceberg?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
okay. Things are clicking.
Yeah, when a glacier, like, gets to the water, pieces of it break off into the water.
But it's connected to... Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Things are making sense right now, but I was like... I guess it's weird that it's, like, the center?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, like, not exactly, but yeah, it's kind of, like, there's a road that goes all the way around Iceland, and so we drove through that whole road.
Oh, that's cool.
But, yeah, and you can go in little bits, like, there's places you can go kind of in a little bit, but most of the center of Iceland is covered by, like, this massive, massive glacier.
Wow.
And you can go on it, but you have to, like, it's, like, not anything I was up for.
Yeah.
You know, like, you have to have special equipment.
Wow.
But,
that's so cool.
It was really fun. We saw puffins and whales and...
Puffins? I want to see puffins so bad. They're so cute.
They were so dorky.
They're so funny.
They, like, would fly and, like, land, and they just can't land. So
I can't imagine them even flying. They seem more like penguins than birds.
Yeah, I mean, they would, like, fly, and they'd be, like, all wobbly, and then they just, like, crash into, like, the ground, and then they, like, get up and be like, that's fine.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they were having their babies.
Aww.
And it was very fun. We saw lots of very good things. I think it was a really good, like, mother-daughter, like, bonding time as well. And, you know, we ate some interesting food.
Yeah, don't they have, like, some different kinds of foods there?
Yeah, we ate, like, this pickled fish thing.
Oh.
That is, like, traditional. I thought it was fine.
Okay.
I don't know, like, I wasn't opposed to it. Like, would I eat it all the time? Probably not, because it's, like, strong.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it tasted, like, bad or anything. I thought it was fine. The yogurt there, Icelandic yogurt is very good.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's very good yogurt.
Do you know what it's made out of?
Just, like, cow's milk. It's just like, the
cows.
way they make it. It's, like, way thicker.
Okay.
It's kind of like Greek yogurt, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's thicker, and it's kind of more sour, kind of, but, like, not in a weird way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, I get that.
Hard to describe, I guess, but I thought it was very good yogurt.
Good. Good. Okay.
And yeah, we saw lots of cool stuff. So, yeah, it was a good adventure. That was my first time, like, traveling since the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the first time I had been on, like, a long flight. And I flew, like, by myself and everything. So, yeah, first time I had been on an airplane, you know, over a long stretch of time, like, just by myself. Not that I do that, like, all the time, but, you know, I've done it before.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, yeah, this, you know?
Yeah, I'm starting to, like, have some feelings that maybe, like, a foreign country, like, travel thing could be in the realm of possibility again. Yeah. Someday. I wanted to go to Japan so bad. I want to go to Japan.
Yes.
They just, like, literally, like, yesterday or the day before, something like that, opened it back up to, like, general tourism. Because they had it at, like, you could only go if you were, like, part of a tourist group, basically. Like, if you were part of, like, a guided tour and you had to have, like, a travel visa. But now it's back to, like, you know, passport, like, normal, like, international travel. And one of the reasons why they're doing it is because, like, the, you know, the weight of their dollar or whatever is, like, super low right now. So it's, like, you know, one, like, US dollar is, like, a whole bunch of, you know, it's which is actually a really good time to go. I'm not gonna go right now, obviously. I, like, am not in a place to just, like, drop everything and, like, spend money to, like, go on a vacation in Japan. I have to, like, plan that for a while.
Yeah,
totally. But, I mean, hopefully whenever I can go, it'll still be good, but I feel, you know, it's a really good time to go to Japan right now, because the dollar is, like, worth a lot there right now.
Sure,
But it's, so the economy, like, needs it. But yeah, I really want
Yeah.
To go to Japan. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've been thinking a lot about travel again now, and I am still in a transitional point in my life, so there's a lot going on.
Just in general, yeah.
But I'm almost at a place where I can start making travel a really big priority again. I mean, my mom and I had planned a long time ago. For a while. Like a very long time, yeah. So this was certainly not like on a whim travel thing. Yeah. And most of it was paid for by like travel credit that we had like before the pandemic. So yeah, I mean it still cost money, of course, but it wasn't quite as but like I'm starting to like maybe actually be able to put money towards doing something like that, but you know.
Yeah, I think I need to start. I think I could maybe, I don't know if I'm really at a place yet, but I could like maybe start having like, you know, like a travel, like separate, like fund or whatever.
Yeah, I actually I need to look into how to do this. I'm sure it's not that hard. I would really like to get a separate bank account.
Yeah, totally.
Like a separate checking account or savings account or something.
Yeah.
To start putting money into that is like harder for me to get back out, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I put money aside,
like, but it's
don't
like, touch this.
But it's like just in my regular savings account. So then it's like if I need to use my savings account for something, it's like, I don't know, is this coming out of my regular savings or like my like, I don't know, it's all together. So it's like
exactly, yeah.
But I would like to have like a different one. That way I don't have to feel bad about it at all. It's just like this is for traveling and I'm putting it here and then when I'm traveling, this is the money I'm going to use, you know.
I'm totally about that. I love that idea. Yeah. And speaking of traveling, I made it to Bellingham. I drove all the way up here with Nicole.
Yes.
A 4-hour drive. Yes. I felt awful the whole time. But it's fine. I made it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I finally made it up here.
Yeah, I've been showing you around my little spots. We went to the farmer's market today.
Yeah.
Got all kinds of treats.
I love it here. I totally get why I've been here for like a day and I get why you don't want to leave.
It's nice.
It's awesome up here.
Yeah, I like it, and there's good stuff, and our neighborhood is cool, and you know I think the people are pretty cool here, and
there's a lot of alternatives. Yeah. There's a lot of like I don't know. I just feel like I've seen a lot of people that like I feel like a little bit like I fit in here. Yeah, I have like an alternative style.
I feel that way too. Yeah. It's been really cool. I really like it here. I think the only thing I don't like about Bellingham is that it's far away from a lot of the people that I love. Yeah. But you know.
Yeah. But we still made it. I didn't have to buy a plane ticket to get here.
No, you didn't.
So, you know. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a drive. Yeah. It's beautiful though.
It is beautiful.
It's not like it could be worse. Could be so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad you came. You got to see the house and I got to show you all my little spots. You're gonna have to come back because we couldn't go to the tea place.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm glad you guys came and we get to hang out and have a little girlies weekend. We're gonna make a giant charcuterie board.
Yes.
For dinner. Because we're together and we need to eat a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also another thing that we like needed to do specifically together is listen to the new Wonder Years album. Yes. Which we did. Yeah. And I know that we've talked on this podcast
about the Wonder Years
so much.
So many times.
More than any other topic.
Yeah, probably.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wanted to mention that we did listen to it for the first time together. Good album.
Yeah, really good, yeah. Yeah. I'm really happy about it.
Me too.
This year, honestly, has been a pretty dang good year for music, I think. Like,
I agree.
Oh my gosh, what else has even been released? The first album I can think of is the Shadow Academy album, which I don't know if you ever listened to, but it's one of the guys from the YouTube Game Grumps show. Mm-hmm. His favorite band is Rush.
Okay.
So that kind of like that gives you a little bit of like, you know, the vibe. Okay. But he hasn't like done like a rock project, I don't think.
Okay.
And so I'm really happy for him because to me it seems like this is what he's wanted to do for a long time and now he's doing it. Mm-hmm. And I think that comes across in the music. I mean, of course it isn't just him. It's a whole band. Sure. But I think it's really him and one other guy, like one of his other friends that are like, you know, like the creative input of the project. but I think it's spectacular, especially for a debut album. Wow. It sounds like so, I don't know, you could just tell that they put their entire heart and soul in, like, every single song. Like, it's like, it sounds like it has been needing to happen, like, for a long time. It's really good. It's just, I think it's just, like, self-titled Shadow Academy. But that's, like, definitely contender for, like, album of the year for me.
Okay.
And, like, definitely the Wonder Years as well. Like,
Same,
now that it's out, like,
The Wonder Years album is very good. The Mountain Goats just released an album called Bleed Out. Okay. I think it's called Bleed Out. Is that what it's called? Yes, Bleed Out. Which I think is very good. I don't know that it's a contender for album of the year for me, but it is good. The third Grandma EP from the Front Bottoms, I think is really good, actually. I really like it. It's just a little EP, but I think it's really good.
Yeah.
And then I can never stop talking about Weezer.
Yeah. Okay, so they were doing, like, a season?
Yes, so they're doing...
I haven't kept up that much.
So it started in the spring, and they've been releasing it on, like, the 21st, like, the start of each season.
Oh.
They released an album.
So did they just release, like, fall?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I liked Spring and Summer, and I think the concept is very good.
Yeah.
And, like, both the Spring and Summer ones sounded like Spring and Summer. You know, like, it was like, I get it.
Okay.
So I'm excited to listen to the fall one, because fall is my favorite season.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And I know Boston Manor is doing something soon, and the 1975 are doing something soon.
So many. I literally have a list of albums coming out. Yeah. The Driver Era just released a new album, but I haven't heard it yet. The Wonder Years. The 1975, October 14th is releasing an album.
Yeah.
Boston Manor, Arctic Monkeys.
Oh my god, yes.
And Palais Royale are all releasing albums before this year ends.
I know. Yeah. I have to just say it, just because we're talking about albums. One album that is not album of the year.
Yeah.
Is the Panic at the Disco album. It's such a disappointment.
I have not listened to it.
Actively bad.
That makes me so sad.
I know.
Oh my god.
I know. It's just really, like, I could not even make it through the whole thing. Like, it was just not good.
I wonder why.
I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, even the last one, it's, like, not my favorite. Like, but it's, like, fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. But
this one is, like, not, it's just, like, not good.
Yeah, I didn't even, okay, so first, he left. Like, around the beginning of the pandemic, he did some stuff that pissed people off. I don't know too much about it. I don't care that much. We're not going to get into it.
Yeah.
I'm
just talking musically.
Yeah. But he, like, disappeared for a while. He went, like, radio silent.
Yeah.
Like, for like, a while.
Yeah.
And then he came back and was like, okay, I'm back now. Like, zero, like, you know, preamble or whatever. Just, like, he's back in, like, singles and new music and whatever. But it was hard for me to get excited about it, which is so weird because some bands, it's like they'll take a break and then they'll come back and you're like, hell yeah, I'm ready for this to be back. Like, I'm all excited. Because Panic used to be one of my favorite bands.
Same. We talked about this when we ranked our albums.
Oh,
because we were both like, okay, because Pretty Odd was like 14 or something for both of us or whatever. And I think A Fever You Can't Sweat Out was one of my honorable mentions. I feel like it was one of yours as well, or
Mine
something.
was probably Vices and Virtues.
Oh, yeah. But, they had some good stuff. Yeah. They had some really good stuff.
Like, in high school, I was, like, the unholy trinity that they called it, which is, like, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
And it was, like, up until college, you know, they were literally one of my favorite bands, and I still love that stuff. Like, you know, but now it's just, like, I don't...
Okay.
Yeah, I still follow him on social media.
Me too.
Because I just do, but I never pay attention to any of it because I'm just, like, I'm just not interested anymore.
Yeah.
And I've heard so much bad stuff about the album that I don't even care about judging it for myself. I'm just like, I guess I'm just not even gonna waste my time with this.
No, it is disappointing, and it's just like, okay, I guess I'm done now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and was it this year that on a better note, was it this year that Glacier Veins? Yeah, Glacier Veins released an album this year, which is a Portland band. They call themselves Dream Punk. That's the genre.
And I love that.
Yeah, and I finally got to see them play live. This was
good.
This was definitely like earlier this year, like we were like doing podcasts, but I finally got to see them play live. at this adorable little like old church venue in Portland.
Love that.
And which I have not, like, in college I interviewed them for my senior thesis, and like, but never got to see them live until like literally this year.
I saw them at Warped Tour.
Oh yeah, God, that's so amazing. Good for them.
Yeah.
Did they just do it, or is it happening soon? I think they just opened for a couple shows for Anne Berlin.
Cool.
In like a different state.
Oh my God, that's really cool.
I was like, oh my God. Anne Berlin released like an EP, and it's good. I don't know if you know that much about Anne Berlin.
I know like some of their stuff, but not a lot.
Yeah. They went away for a while, and then they kind of like slowly came back. I think a little bit. It was like,
Born Without Bones is back.
Born Without. I literally know one song by them, and I did not know that they were gone. Yeah, I know one song.
That whole album.
Oh.
Is it called like the Baby album?
Hold on.
Is so freaking good.
Let me see if it's like, if it's what I'm thinking about.
The Baby album is so good. Classic breakup album.
The one song that I know is called Cancelled.
Yeah, it's that album.
Yeah. Because my friend Brennan from college like recommended this song or whatever.
It's that whole album amazing. Really really good.
Okay.
And then they were gone, and then they came back, and they're releasing singles and stuff now, and it's good.
Yeah. Oh my God, you know who so you like Cigarettes After Sex? So we were driving I think we're like about at the time that we can like start wrapping up now. I think it's been like 45 minutes or something. But we were but this is still relevant, you know, we're just like updating. We were driving downtown for some reason, Justin and I, and we passed the Crystal Ballroom, and there was a line. I think it was like maybe doors were about to open. It was like about that time in the evening, and the line was like going like around the venue, and it was a lot of kind of like younger, like gothy dressed, like very like alternative dressed kids, like a lot of that. Yeah. And I was like, what is happening tonight? I feel like I should know about it. Yeah.
I
feel like I should know it was playing. So we like drove by, and I looked at the sign, and it was Cigarettes After Sex.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, Allie knows that. I literally don't know anything by them, but
yeah, they're like I would describe them as kind of like dream.
I was gonna say they're like pretty chill, right? They're not like super. They're not like super hard.
No. Yeah. Like it's definitely not pop. You know what I mean? It's honestly, I would compare them a little bit to the 1975. Okay. It's a little bit that vibe.
Okay, but maybe a little bit more like, I don't want to say goth. Because if you're speaking music-wise, that means something very specific. Yeah. But if you're speaking, like, aesthetic-wise...
Aesthetic-wise, yes.
There was a lot of... Because there was a lot of, like, you know, alternative dress, you know, like, dark, like,
they're
black
definitely
happening.
Alternative. Like, they're definitely that vibe. And their lyrics are, like, way darker, I guess. Okay. But, their, like, sound is just very, like... dreamy and kind of like
like not like super guitar driven, more like,
I mean there's definitely vibey guitars, but it is like vibey for sure. Like it's kind of like, you know, the genre like bedroom pop.
I've heard of that.
It's like it's kind of that, but like less pop, more rock. Maybe I don't know. They're kind of hard to pin down, but I would say they're kind of like the 1975, but like a different type of lyrics, kind of. I mean, the 1975 kind of do that a little bit too. Yeah.
They're a little bit... I'm excited for their new album.
Me too.
They're a little bit all over the place, and I respect that.
Me too.
Matty Healy, I don't know if you follow him on any social media.
Yeah, but he's a wild time.
He, on Instagram, well, he was also, like, radio silent for a while. Yeah. And it was also because at the very beginning of the pandemic, there was a lot of, like, very politically charged stuff happening, and he did something on social media that I won't... You know, I don't really know what it was, but I feel like it wasn't really that big. I don't know why people, like... I don't know, but...
I have no idea what any of it was about.
But he did something in response or posted something that people didn't like, and then, like, deleted his Twitter and, like, went radio silent. But now that, you know, they have new stuff happening and they're, like, you know, coming back, he's unhinged on Instagram. Just, like, shit posting his stories is all just, like, really stupid stuff.
Oh my God.
I think it's kind of funny, but it's also really stupid. And this man, I know that I've mentioned it before, but, like, this man... I would love to interview him. I've always thought that he's so interesting. I'm like, I want to study him under a microscope. Yeah, like, what is your brain thinking? Because he seems so, like, his Instagram stories give a very, like, sarcastic, like, I don't care about this stuff, like a very like I don't care vibe. And, like, not serious and, like, funny and, like, stupid. Mm-hmm. But the music and, like, some of the other stuff that he posts and talks about is, like, very serious and, like, very emotional and, like, very, like, not sarcastic and not, you know, like, he obviously takes his art seriously. But if you just judged him by, like, what he posts on
Twitter
the internet,
presence.
it's like this, what?
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, so, the duality of man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on that note.
Yeah. I think that was a pretty good. I think that pretty much wraps up the summer.
Wow, good.
Yeah, good.
We'll be back with like a real like specific topic next time, and we're back now. We're gonna like have
we can
regular
be consistent now.
Yeah, regularly scheduled.
Stuff's gonna start getting wild, especially for me during the holiday season. But we can still make this happen.
Yeah,
like, if I put it in the schedule,
it'll happen.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's where we'll end it for today. And until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Bye.